Hi guys, and welcome to your weeklies, or rather to say bi-weeklies for the period of May the 1st to May 15th. I decided to try to do something different this time around, which is a little bit more encompassing spread, given with how many energies were like in the past, with everybody trying to clear something. It was lots of third-party situations. Overall energy was like really low, so I'm trying to really get us collectively out of it. We're trying to see much higher picture, and of course, being ambitious, I took this spread which is called Golden Dawn spread. It's probably the most complex spread in tarot. It kind of has the groups of 3, and each 3s are differently explained. And regular tarot, every card has a weight, and it's kind of how it relates to surroundings. So without going into the details, it is really difficult. But sure enough, I did get to see a different perspective, because I just finished basically reading for all the signs, and we all have one thing in common. We are putting an end to something and starting something new. So it's a spring cleaning our lives. It's lovely. Some of us are going to struggle through it. Some of us are going to have Tower card through it. Most of us are just going to say, okay, enough is enough. I really want to start something new. And this Taurus energy is really wonderful. By the way, happy birthday, Taurus. And it's going to get us really forward to where we want to be. And it's nice grounding energy. It's going to help to kind of plant the new seeds. I love it. So it's very short, and even this introduction is very short, so don't fret. And at the end, I'm going to pull an oracle card, and kind of like we can see even that love direction as well. And spread can actually talk about the other things as well other than love, but mostly, of course, you know that I focus on love. Also, in a few days, I'll be releasing X spread in about a week from now, so that way you can check that out as well. For those of you who are still having on and off relationships, or you are wondering like what is happening with your ex, trying to reach the closure, or trying to see if you should pursue it, etc., right? And that X spread is on a special still for the next 2 weeks, so it is $45. It has been its regular price is $60, so please book it while it's still on 45 specials. So you can just check on my website www.cattarot.ca, or you can check it down in the description, and you'll get all my information. Contact me via Facebook or via website or via email. Also, please subscribe, share, and like, so that way when you're a subscriber, you always get in your like mailbox something has been released and published, so you're always the first one. Also, the contest that I had for joining the Facebook and being entered automatically in the draw is going to end on the 30th, when I'm going to make a draw. I have decided, instead of one person, that I'm going to give 3 20-minute basically readings. So there is still time, because this is going to be released a couple of days before the 1st, so if you want to just jump in. However, I'm starting a new contest on the 1st. It's going to run probably the entire month, and it's going to be for every comment, for every like, for every share. It's going to count as one basically entry, so it's going to be for the next 20-minute basically reading. So jump on board, interact. On Facebook, I'm just having a different approach. I kind of like put stuff that is related to tarot and to cats, and sort of like it will be really nice that we kind of as a community kind of learn from each other. So there you go. Join Facebook, like it, follow it, share it, comment it, and automatically you are being entered in a draw for a possible free reading. Thanks very much. Love you. Hi Libra, let's see what is in store for you in the next 2 weeks. And so let me see. The central issue here is again thoughts about marriage. Talks about how to go about it. Like you have like some really decisions right in front of you. They're like pragmatic, and there are spiritual thoughts over here, and yet they're very earthy thoughts, and you kind of like want to see how to get to that destination, because the Hierophant talks about the structures, the culturally what we kind of denotate what is right, what is wrong, and it could be just even religious kind of dedication, and kind of like following certain rules. So it's kind of interesting that you're actually having this neighboring twos, which both of them are talking about kind of decision, and basically Hierophant about itself is about decision, in which direction to go. You see it's again sitting in the two of that. So it's literally, I'm seeing Libras here, being Libras, kind of like, which way do I go? What do I do? So let's see on the basis of the matter. The basis of the matter is talking about, you know, certain things that happened in the past, sort of like trying to find yourself, who you are, and they are very supporting energy. There are things that happen that kind of almost made you willing to give up on certain things. And you see, that's a seasoned warrior. He is expecting attack. He's expecting the more will come, like, I mean, your way. But at the same time, understanding that, you know what, you have to keep going. And it's kind of like taking lots of elements in consideration, understanding that in love relationships you really cannot win, and at the same time you have to walk away if things are not productive. So it's kind of like overwhelming sense of regret over certain things, or feeling that there is something that is amiss, but at the same time feeling very very strong about it. Like, I mean, this is very supportive. You have strength, and it's kind of going in this energy with a really gentle breeze, with passion, and having this, building this step by step, having that energy of you know, peaceful, let's say, conquer, right? Calm, quiet, gentle, kind of control, like what they say, like, I mean, do it in a velvet glove, right? And it's a very powerful energy, but you're not going about it forcefully. It's just like, really, that would be Chariot, going about forcefully about the energy, right? So now it's kind of like also having strength, infinite strength, because I don't know if you can see it, here is the infinite sign, to kind of like come to the resolve and come to kind of like make sense over things and how to go about it. But it's kind of like really interesting basis in psychology. Then we have sort of like what trajectory is going to be here, and we have two possible trajectory with this kind of spread. One is this, where you have kind of like this phase, which is very grounding phase, kind of neutral, and some of that may be even a little bit negative. Taurus is always good for Libra. You're both basically being guided by the same planet, Venus. And here, Knave of Pentacles and Seven of Pentacles is all about kind of home. You might actually pay attention to your home, how it's decorated, but at the same time you will also try to figure out how to more ground things around you. This can actually be a potential actually partner coming to you. Pentacles are very kind of earthy energy. They don't basically talk about somebody who will be chasing you, romancing you in a way that you guys are used to, right? It's somebody who is really dealing maybe with finances or with resources, really pragmatic help, right? But at the same time, you're kind of dealing with some energy that can be secretive energy, right? The moon actually represents a changeable and uncertain situations that can be fraught with deception, or simply, you know, something that's going to be reveal things that you kind of need, because you're patient about something, but this is kind of, it will be difficult for you to know what is real and what is not real, and simply maybe you're just waiting for somebody to tell you what it's all about, because this here, it goes, could have been the three people arrangement here, because you have like two kitties and something fighting for, and you have been very nice about it, how basically you're trying to probably build on it, and you were trying to go and extend yourself, but you probably feel that, and maybe that's why this indecision over here. But maybe you're feeling here that, okay, you know, I have been waiting for this person to come out clean, and it's coming to maybe even you asking that question, to asking that to happen, or even going deep inside of yourself to try to kind of meditate on it. But it's kind of interesting because usually these two things can show me two different trajectories, and yours are very similar, so I think they're going to happen simultaneously. Again, I have the three people here. For some of you, definitely was the third person that kind of was not welcome there. And here it shows in this possible reality, it shows again, right, there are again some kind of secrets. Somebody else was there. Maybe somebody else is just not willing to tell you. Maybe you feel somebody in that relationship. Maybe you were the one who had a third person on the side, and you're hoping to keep it secret, right? But in both cases, it's almost similar. Kind of, you have to ground yourself. It's kind of like very emotional experience, which is really not your suit, Libra. Like, I mean, you're emotional on a different level. You're emotional on a very intellectual level. You will torment yourself. You will actually talk yourself into why you like this person. You know, you like how they dress. You like how, you know, they are like refined tasted music. You like, you know, how they poise themselves, that they're diplomatic. Sort of like, not like, let's say, I don't know, earth sign would like you through taking you out for lunches and kind of like dressing up in a really always iron clothes. Or I don't know, water signs would always try to make sure that you're comfortable and taken care of. So it's kind of different flavor. So for you, being in this case is like telling me that you might be emotional over something, and there kind of would be things that you've been dealing with in the next 2 weeks. But at the same time, this can also mean a start of something new. You don't have, well, this is definitely a start of something, or basically understanding that, you know, you have 1, 2, and 3 over here. So it's kind of trying to charge ahead with somebody, or trying to see what happened, but you are still not clear if there was this third person or not, and you were very patient with this person. And I guess here you're waiting for things to come to the surface. Here you're blindly trying to make a choice, and here you're going almost inside and trying to figure out if you can find it. But this also indicates sometimes going to the psychic, sometimes, you know, like, I mean, contacting Get Tarot to kind of find what was this all about, or at least to reach a closure. Like, High Priestess is somebody who is like really in touch with themselves and can kind of like see things maybe differently. So this is getting us to this part, which is kind of your karma for this like next 2 weeks, and it's kind of like really interesting. And it's talking about, again, you being at the end. Look at this 9 and 10. So these are kind of like last phases of trying to continue with something. Here it's talking about the earthy energy, and here it's talking about the fire energy. So fire scorches earth, so it's kind of like dual energy basically in itself, meaning that you are torn, and just like we've seen it here, you're torn between what you really want to do. And here it's like saying that you really want to go back into feeling powerful and feeling sexy and feeling charismatic. But see, it's going from one extreme to another, and this one is like going inside, trying to figure out what is going on, trying to figure out how much to take and how much is going to collapse you in order to really move ahead. And so the entire 2 weeks, I would say, it's sitting in a stage of decision. It looks like that you are just observing, but it's more than observing, because you are continuously being torn. Literally, you're going to feel, Libra is going to feel being Libra for this next 2 weeks. Okay, so let me see now your love advice card. Okay, we have a jumper ready. See, let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. So yeah, that would make sense. Talk therapy is always good, and it's not really talk therapy. It is kind of like, I see here, when you get into this hermit stage, which kind of karma will shift you there, it kind of like feels lonely, I have to say, altogether. You don't have court cards. You do have this kind of like marriage card or the Hierophant card, but here I see deep inside of you, you kind of like really are not sure how to go about the things. Like this is where the strength is needed, and I'm sure that you can bounce off your friends and ask for help. That can kind of happen, because I think this is what is exhausting you, that you're not able to make a decision, or that you're waiting for somebody else to make a decision, and this is kind of like driving you crazy. So yeah, let me know what is going on, Libra, in a few days. For those of you who are on and off relationships or dealing with exes, check out my X series and you might find more information there. Thanks, Libra. Love you. Take care. For private readings, check my information in the description or visit my website www.cattarot.ca. Thanks. Love you.